You saw that right, folks. Some Palantir insiders are selling right now, which this news broke earlier today. We're going to go over what's going on here, and these are some big-time insiders, guys. We're talking Alex Karp and the CTO, which I'm trying to pronounce his name, to be honest. I think it's Shyam Sankar. I guess that's how you say it. But either way, yeah, these insiders here, the big dog insiders, some of them are selling some shares. We're going to break down the details in this video, go over my thoughts, all that good stuff, guys. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on X as well. You might as well do that at Stocks Talk Stocks, link down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So again, we got this news earlier today, so this is pretty fresh off the press if you ask me, guys. And we can see Palantir stock is selling off about 4.5% right now. It's down about $1, erasing all of the gains from yesterday and maybe the day before. No, not the day before yet, but it could be getting there. We'll see, who knows. But yeah, all the gains from yesterday are gone. Let me actually clear this drawing set right here. And now we're approaching back to the lower $20 level. We're currently at $20.35. So without going too deep into the charts here, guys, let me pull up this news, which we got. I got it on Twitter. I'm not sure about you guys if you saw this yet or what, but I got it on Twitter. Let me pull this up, and I'll show you this first screenshot here so you guys can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. So name of issuer, you guys can see this is an SEC document, the Securities and Exchange Commission. So name of issuer, Palantir Technologies. We have the SEC file number, yada, 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 address of issuer. That's not important right now. But what is important is this name of person for whose account. Let's see here if this wants to zoom in. Name of person for whose account the securities are to be sold. You guys see that, and you guys see the name right next to that. That is Alexander Karp, who is, of course, the CEO of Palantir, guys. So if we come down here a little bit more, as this is glitching hardcore on me, bear with me here, guys. There we go. We can see how many shares he sold and how much the market value was, the aggregate market value, which you guys can see he sold 585,000 shares at $12.5 million. So you might be asking yourself, Stas, how many shares does he still own? Is that a huge portion of his position that he's selling? Well, let me show you this, guys. Let me pull this up. This is on Guru Focus. I'm not sure how accurate it is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty decently accurate. So we can see here the estimated net worth of Alex Karp, which we don't care about his net worth here. We just want to see, well, I guess that is how many Palantir shares he has. He has roughly 6.5 million shares of Palantir as of November 21st, which is today, and that's worth over $137 million, guys. So again, 6.5 million shares, $137 million, and he just sold about, what was it? Let me see here. No, that's the CTO. We'll talk about that in a second. Karp sold 585,000 shares. So that is actually a smaller chunk out of that 6.5 million. Think about it. 585, 6.5 million. That's what? Like 10%, what, I don't know, whatever it may be. Yeah, pretty close, right? So that's $12 million he sold, $12.5 million, which is compared to, or which is out of that $137 million chunk. So what I'm looking at this as, how I'm seeing it is, he's just trimming a bit off the top here, raising some cash, right? Taking some profits, whatever you may be, whatever you may, think of it, right? And I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not like he sold half of his stake or, 75%. That is raising alarm bells like crazy in my mind. But the fact that he sold out 10%, not even, actually maybe a little bit, not even 10%, right? The fact that he sold out that amount of his shares, after a massive run-up in a very short amount of time. It's just been 3 weeks, guys, since Palantir was at $14. Now it's 21, 22. It's not that big of a deal, in my personal opinion. And you guys can see here that the CTO, which, again, his name is Shyam Sankar, you guys can see, he also sold some shares. Let me actually make sure you all can see this. He sold 351,000 shares at an aggregate market value of $7.5 million, so a big sale there. And I believe that's actually more compared to, or percentage wise, of how many shares he owned before. So he actually sold a bigger chunk of shares or of his position compared to Carp. Let me double check that though. Let's see here. We have he owned roughly $37 million worth of stock, 1.7 million shares. So he had 1.7 million shares, and he sold out of, how many was it? 350,000. So yeah, he sold the bigger chunk. Yeah, he sold a bigger chunk of his overall position percentage-wise than Carp did, which I guess that's good. I mean, you don't want to see the CEO selling more. So I guess it's still, I mean, it's still a big, person in the company selling a good chunk. But then again, the stock's been running up. They're probably raising some cash. We'll see what they do with that capital. I have no idea, guys. But that's the news that's coming out. That's the news that's coming out. CEO, CTO selling some shares, totaling about $20 million. Yeah, about 12.5 from Carp and 7.5 from, the CTO here. So that's about $20 million of shares. And if we pull this up, this is after we just talked about yesterday other sales that were made recently, which are not anything compared to what we just saw, the news that we just got today in terms of size. I mean, these sales were pretty much nothing, pennies on the dollar compared to what we just saw. But we just got news that a bunch of different directors, over the past week or two have sold out of some shares. You guys can see this person right here, Eric Warshing. We talked about this yesterday, like I said, but I'll say it again. He sold about 9% of his position, about 5,000 shares. So not anything near what Carp and Shakar sold, but it's still, or Sandcar, but it's still shares that are being sold by directors, C-suite executives, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's what's going on in the short term, guys. Nothing too much to talk about there. That is the breaking news when it comes to Palantir. And let's go back to the charts and see what is going on before we do wrap up this video. By the way, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are finding value. I think 40% of you watch the content, but you're not subscribed. So if that's you, make sure to subscribe. We make a bunch of content here on Palantir, other stocks like SoFi, the stock market in general, investors, what they're doing, super investors, stuff like that, market analysis. If you like that type of content, make sure to subscribe here. I appreciate you all as always. So let me show you now what's going on here on the chart. So now it's slipping down even more. Now it's down $1.10, down over 5% on the day, and we might be going under 20 bucks, maybe per share by the looks of it here. As we can see on the intraday, this thing has been downtrending for the past 2 hours and 15 minutes pretty much. And the interesting thing is we did see a spike in the morning to about 21.85, but boy, was that short-lived. Now we're down to 20.25. We're down about 7.5% from the morning high, which again was 28.85. So Palantir now, of course, is still in an uptrend. I mean, there's no denying that. The bulls are still in charge, but we are seeing a bit of a healthy pullback, which I think I literally said this yesterday or maybe the day before. We were due for this, and now we got it. We're getting it, and we'll see where it ends up consolidating, and maybe we start to get more buying to come in, but we're not there yet, in my opinion. But we'll be watching that moving forward. Here on the 4-hour chart, we're now above the 50 SMA, which we did hold over the past couple of weeks. And keep in mind, we might break that. That's possible. That's a possibility. And if that does happen and Palantir starts coming down to the 18 range, 1850, that's where I feel like we could find support on the 4-hour chart here by the 180 SMA, which you guys can see is pretty much in this pocket right here, which is possible on Palantir. Is it for sure going to happen? Obviously, we don't know. We're not getting that confirmation yet on the charts. For all we know, this could be the pullback that we just got, and we're about to start rallying later in the day, maybe later this week, next week. But we'll play it by ear. All I know is for sure Palantir needed a pullback, and now we're starting to get it, and we'll see how it goes moving forward. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, hit that like button and subscribe. Follow me on X at Stocks Talk Stocks. You might as well do that. Link down below. And guys, don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moomoo. Use that link. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get 5 stocks, each up to $2,000, and you get a free share of SoFi stock as well with just a $1 $100 deposit, and if you fund your account at least $1,000 on top of those 6 stocks, you get 10 more stocks, each of those being valued up to $2,000. That's 16 stocks again, each up to $2,000. So use that link down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.